Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report, starting with the ASX 200 here. We're going through a complex correction here from wave 3 here. There's an A wave here and a B wave over here and a C wave over here for wave 4. I don't think this move down through here is finished, as we've got wave 1 here, wave 2 here, wave 3 here. And we can call this wave 4, but it may just be the A wave of wave 4, like an A and a B, and then going a little bit higher here for a wave C here, and then finishing down through here. So it's a little bit of a trap in here, and I don't know the best way to approach this until we get more price action in here. So just on the hourly chart in here, looking at it like this here with wave 1 here and ABC for wave 2, it's a little bit messy with all this in through here, but I need to call this in as wave 3. So this can be this wave 4 is pulled back to the wave 4 of 1 less degree. That's fine, but it may just be that we've got the A wave here, the B wave in here, and the C wave to come back up into this space to be over here. I'll just copy that and put that in here, and then move down from that point. So I'm just a little bit sort of unsure, and I don't want to sort of move in and get sort of trapped there. So I think that we need to wait, and also want to have a look at to see if the S&P 500 rolls over from basically where it is at the moment, and the Nasdaq. The other thing that we can look at here, of course, is the banking system. So we can look at Commonwealth Bank. So with Commonwealth Bank here, just on the 1 hour chart, we're looking at, if we look at this whole move here can be a corrective rally as well. We've looked at that before, but if I do count it as 5 waves here, then looking at this as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave in 5 waves to come down here, we've only got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we've still got, I'll just put this on a tick chart here, we've still got a little bit more to go in here. So from wave B here, we're looking at 5 waves to move down. So I think this is what the market's moving with. So and wave 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2 and third here, the 4th and the 5th wave here. So yeah, we can get a bounce back to this wave 4 in this instance here, and then move down for wave 5. So yeah, it's a bit tricky to go short or long here. The commodities were positive, in positive territory on the last session on the Friday, especially with iron ore. That was up 5.5%. And yeah, stocks sort of followed that and kept. Copper was nearly up 1% and so on. So we may see a little bump there, but we probably also see a bit of a top in there for BHP as well. If I can just find, right, this is BHP here. So this is just a daily chart. I'll just squash this in here a little bit so you can see the price and so on. This is BHP in Australia, and we were talking about all this being corrective here, and a bit of a triangle pattern, and then a push up to complete this here. It may be that it's wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then 3 and 4 and 5 here. We'll yet to see, and we probably won't even know that just yet either, because we've either got a top in or we've just got wave 1. And if we'd seen a move further down here today, which is a bit unlikely because of iron ore being up so strong, so this could be just down for 1 here and coming back for wave 2 here, and then moving down here further. So this needs to be resolved a little bit here, but generally speaking, that we just need to see. It might take us, we might see a jump in this today. Yeah, it'll just take a few days to sort this out, to see if we've got a top in here or not. So not sure if to go here long or short just yet either. So we just got to sit tight for a little bit. But yeah, so this wave 4 here and this wave 5 here can take a good few days to unfold. In fact, most of this week, really, depending on how quickly it all moves. So just one step at a time. If the ASX 200 is going to follow this, then we've still got a good few days for this to do wave 4 here and wave 5 to complete here for that. So and this can also be the top of wave 4 here. We have down for 1 and back for 2 here, and then down for 3, 4 and 5. Just a little bit sort of unsure. What we've been looking for in the bigger picture is we wanted support on 6,300, a nice tested support, and then that will take us up to 6,500, and the question is which sector is going to take us up into that space there. So if it is the banking sector, well, then we know that we still have a little bit further to go down, and then we can look to buy at the end of this 5-wave structure here. But I don't know how complex wave 4 is going to get here and what's going to occur here. There's just too many sort of possibilities, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Over to Asia, so starting with China in this case here. So with China, we've still got more downside here as well. So from the top of this wave 4 here, I've also, on some of the smaller charts, the 4-hour chart, I've got this as a wave 4 here, but I've got it in blue. So I still need to sort of work that out, which degree of structure we're in. But be assured that we've still got further to go down. So wave 1 and 2 here, wave 3 here, wave 4 to go back, and wave 5 to go down. So when we look at the 4-hour chart here, it becomes a little bit clearer where we've got wave 1 and 2 here and 3 here. Still looking for wave 4 and wave 5. So we can expect to bounce off 11,000 back to the wave 4 of 1 less degree at least, and then a move down to 10,800, which will take us onto this previous low here for another bounce. So the Hang Seng, its neighbour, well, more than its neighbour now, isn't it? So this structure here is quite clean and tidy. So looking at wave 3 up here, an A wave here, a B wave all the way over here, and then the C wave we've been following down. So wave 1 and 2, and all the way down for 3, an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then down for wave 5. But we're still short one wave here too. So very much, if I go to the 4-hour chart here, so I'd still need to resolve a little few things in here, but in a nutshell, we'll see an A and a B and a C go back into the 28 here, testing the supply levels here, the resistance, and still another move down. There still may be another move down like this here as well. So I'm not quite, I just need to do a little bit more work on this, but we're still not complete down here just yet. Okay, so possibility for a short trade to short at the 28 here, but I'll leave that to you. I'm more interested in working out the finishing of this and then moving in on the long side if that's going to be the case. The Nikkei, I'm not totally sure about this particular pattern here either. So in this instance here, what I'm waiting for here is that I know a corrective move is 3 waves, and an impulse wave, or the trend, is in 5 waves. So from here we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 3 here. So I'm considering all this to be wave 4 because it's quite complicated compared to wave 2 here, the guideline of alternation, and then looking for a move up. So in a nutshell, if we get 5 waves up here, then we know where we are, because if we get 5 here, then we're going to have a correction, and then we can come into the third of the third wave here. So this is what we're really looking for here, but it still needs time to develop here, and this all could get bigger and uglier here too, because if this just drops from here, then I need to look at this more in a corrective, more. I can't have wave 4 here basically, then wave 4 will be shifted all the way over here, and we'll need to look at this in a more complex wave 4 correction. But as it stands, it's a possibility for it to move up. We just need to now see that. So yeah, looking at this, I don't know if the hourly chart's going to give us. There's a couple of ways to look at this here. I've got this labelled. This should be labelled in green here, but you can see we've got wave 1 and 2 and the strong third wave here. So I'm considering all this the wave 4, as long as it stays above here, and we could count it like it is here now, but we could also count it, unfortunately, with this here and this here and this here and this here too as well here. I don't think that's the case, but I'm going to leave it how I've originally had it, but it's nice to talk about these things. So in this instance here, then we would look at this as wave 1 here and wave 2 under here, but we need that to stay where it is here at the moment. So I'm thinking that this top here, if that's breached, then we can move in long from that point. You could probably even get that down to about here somewhere, but I don't know what's going to occur here, okay? So yeah, we just got to be a little bit patient here as well. So yeah, a little bit more time on this one. Certainly if it breaks lower through, if 22.5 becomes the retested resistance, well then we'll be certainly coming down. But there is a good case for having this as wave 1 and 2 here, and 1 and ABC for 2 here, and then moving up through there. I just need to see a bit more, you know. Once again, this is 23,000 is number 3. Rather, keep it really simple, is the top of group 1, so 21,000, 22 and 23, so number 3 here is getting support on this here. Will be the catalyst for a much longer term trend to the upside. So it's kind of what we're looking for in a way. The Nifty is moving along nicely here, so this has also been the catalyst in the bullish market for the Asian region as well. So that's why looking at a lot of those stocks indexes we just looked at as having this as the wave 4 here would be suitable, wouldn't it, in this case here. So wave 1 and 2 here, and then looking for minor wave 3 all the way up here, and considering this 1 and 2 here, and then all of the third wave here to the 11,500. So I'm assuming that we're going to have the wave 4 correction across this level here, and then a move to the upside for wave 3. So yeah, that wave 3 here, if I take this here roughly, we'll find out the high here. It normally becomes a little bit higher here, but then that would bring the 38, having it here would bring the 38.2% retracement level on the 11,200. So between the 11,300 and 11,200, that wave 4 will pull back, and then there'll be 5 waves up through here. Because the extension's in wave 3 here, that means that wave 5 here should bring that down a little bit here. This space here. If the extension's in wave 3, well then wave 1 and wave 5 here will be roughly the same size. Okay, so I need to be mindful of that. So in this case here, normally we would have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then we would have the ABC correction coming down to 11.3 or 11.4, depending where that high is up here. But then we move up from that point there. Okay, so just go in here with a little bit more detail. So this is how I was looking at wave 2 here to wave 3 here. So in this case here, wave 1 and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, the fourth wave, and then I've got all this here as wave 1 now, wave 2 here, wave 3, 4, and looking for wave 5 to touch in up here. So this will be the last little leg in this instance here before we see a decent reaction from from here. So obviously this will be the target. We've talked about some entries, I think, on the hourly chart here. Yep, so let's just go over this a little bit. So I'll just clean these up here while we're here. And we want to have a trailing stop in play now, moving up higher here. And we also really want to exit at the 11.5 as well. Now, there's going to be problems at the 11.4, but they're not going to be problems. It's just going to be a corrective thing. Number 3 is more important than number 4 in this instance. So yeah, so a trailing stop for all of this here. If I can just copy that in red. So right, so we're getting close. I can see we've got wave 1 and 2 in here, so we could just borrow these here, copy this, wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then I can see we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, so we're nearly at the top of the third wave here for this. So I can put that will be across the 400, and that can pull back to this wave 4 here. So we really want to keep the stop out of the way from that point. So what we could do is we could get this here to break. I'll put it here, so we can go to here at least. We can get this one to break even, okay, if you've taken 2 here, and we can expect a little dance across the 11,400, but it will be short-lived, and we'll put that. I mean, it should stretch up there, but it's a long stretch. I mean, wave 1 here was shorter than, it's only 2/3 of 100 points, so we might have to see an extended 5th here. But anyway, we'll track that up there with a bit of detail when we get there. So, but for the meantime, I'll just put these here. But we could fall short of the 11.5 looking at this particular structure here. All right, thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.